Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Thank you, Baldy. Thank you, the Tramp. So, give us a call. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Right, so here's the thing. You'll be quiet. I'm going to read this bit from this book. There's a bit of reading here, and a little bit of thinking that needs to be done, if you're up for it. Okay? And it's from a book. It's a good book. It's called A Gentle Path Through the 12 Steps by Patrick Carnes. It's a good book. It's a good book. Whether you're doing the 12 steps or not, it's a good way of just kind of having a little look at yourself and your life and your attitude and how you think your life's going. And there's a bit in step 2 and 3 here, which I think is a really interesting little exercise. And I've thought about doing this for ages, and I just thought, I don't know, it's a little bit, and it is a little bit, it's not going to generate millions of calls. It might generate 0 calls. I don't know. But actually, the call number isn't that important for this, because I know that it will plant a little seed in your nut. Your little seed will be planted. And some of you will kind of be thinking about this as I read it out. And some of you will go off and do other things, and some of you will sort of half be listening, and you might have a little dream about it, and some of you might, in 15 years' time, something might happen, or you might see something, or you might read something. You go, oh, I remember that thing, that bloke who used to be on the radio was doing about you've got a year left to live. I wonder what that was, and you might dig it out. So if you want to call in about it, you can do. And I'm going to read it, and it's written by an American, right? This guy, Patrick Carnes, he's good, he's brilliant. But he is an American, and he writes in that way that some Americans do, that to British ears can sound a little bit cloying, can sound a little bit, hey man, lentils and waterbeds. There is an element of that. There is an element of self-help. And we, as British people, we don't like the phrase self-help, do we? Self-help books. They never quite caught on. This isn't particularly a self-help book. Well, maybe it is. But they never quite caught on as much as they did in America, in California. When actually, if you think about the phrase self-help, it's a pretty good phrase. I mean, it's self-help. You're helping yourself. It's a pretty good attitude to have towards life. So I'm going to read it as it is. I'm going to read it as it is, and I will share some of my answers with you. And I was thinking about maybe translating it into English, but I'm not going to. I'm going to read it as he's written it. So you get kind of an idea of where he's coming from. It's called, and it's got a fun title, 1 Year to Live Fantasy. Wowzers, there's a title, huh? 1 Year to Live Fantasy. Kaboom! Reclaiming reality starts with a clear sense of our limitations as human beings. But we live in a culture that denies these limitations. We are constantly invited to overextend ourselves. For example, to spend more than we earn, work more than we need to, or eat more than we should. We live as if there were no end. Imagine that. We live as if there were no end. Flippin' heck. We literally deny our own mortality. A powerful exercise that can show you your own limitations is to picture your own death. Now, it doesn't sound like a fun start to a laughter-filled manic phone-in, but we don't, do we? We don't. I've really been thinking a lot recently about death and about dying and about what dying would mean to me. More importantly, equally as importantly, what it would mean to the people around me. And that moment just before you die, and you think, Jesus, was that it? Did I have a good crack at it? I don't think I've had a good crack at it. I don't think, if I were to die tonight, if I were to die now on the way home, and I was kind of aware of my last few seconds, I would think, I don't think I've had a good crack at it. I don't think I've given it, I don't think I've given it everything I could. A powerful exercise that can show you your own limitations is to picture your own death. Jeez. I won't be doing this on TalkSport or LBC. Maybe with good reason. Looking at death provides vital perspectives about what gives your life meaning, what priorities you are ignoring, and here comes a Californication, and who your higher power is. Don't worry too much about that bit. Record the following fantasy on a tape recorder, then set aside some uninterrupted time to listen to it and answer the questions provided at the end. You don't need to record it on a tape recorder because I'm going to read it to you. I do suggest, though, I'm going to start reading this in about 90 seconds. I do suggest that if you want to play along our fun quiz at home, the 1 Year to Live fantasy, just, put down your cup of tea. You can have a cup of tea. Put down your book. Turn the telly off. Turn the Xbox off. Just have a sit down and listen. It'll take me about 10 minutes to read. You give me 10 minutes? You can give me 10 minutes. 10, you can give me 10. It's a long time, actually, isn't it? You can give me 10 undistracted minutes. Undivided attention of your time. You can do that, can't you? Sure you can. It'll be worth it. Oh, it'll be worth it. Pause for 10 to 15 seconds where indicated before you continue. So that's the questions that come at the end. Make sure, these are the instructions here, make sure you are physically comfortable. If you do not have a tape recorder, you may read the fantasy or have your guide or a close friend read it to you. Well, let's pretend, and we're not, but let's pretend that we're close friends. Let's do that, shall we? I tell you what we'll do. We'll take a little breakette. And then when we come back, I'm just going to dive straight into it. Okay, so you've got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, to go and have a wee, get yourself comfortable, turn the lights down nice and low, create a vibe, and we'll play the 1 year to live fantasy. Huh? Fancy that? So don't call in until I've finished. And you can call in and give me your thoughts on it. Or not. It's an odd thing to do as a phone-in, so I won't be disappointed if no one phones in. Okay? Right, with that in mind, we'll have a break. As soon as we come back, I'll get straight into it.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, here we go. Imagine that you're in your doctor's office. What does it look, smell and feel like? Your doctor comes in and tells you the results from the tests are in. You have a terminal illness. All the other doctors consulted agree. They think you will maintain your physical ability for about a year. But at the end of the year, you will die. Imagine your first reactions as you walk out of the office. What do you do? How do you spend those first few hours and days? Do you tell anyone? As you start to adjust to your dying, do you change your life? Do you stop work? Do you do something different? Maybe you want to do something different. Perhaps you wish to travel. Where would you go? Picture yourself travelling. Whom would you bring with you? You see? Already we're questioning what's going on, man. Perhaps you might want to do things you've never done before. Activities like skydiving, scuba diving, race car driving seemed too dangerous before, but now it doesn't make any difference. What have you always wanted to do, but been afraid to do? Picture yourself doing this. Who is with you? Almost all of us have unfinished parts of our lives. A book we are writing, a family room to finish, a family project like getting the family album in order for the kids. What unfinished projects would be important enough to finish before you die? Imagine yourself doing them. This is a good one. For some of us, the unfinished parts include things not said to others, like I'm sorry or I love you. Picture yourself saying the things you would need to say before you die. It's now about 3 months before you die. You can start to feel your health fail. While you can still function, you decide to try one last thing. What would that be? What would be one of the last things you want to do before you die? And here's the question that keeps coming up. Who is with you? It's now a matter of weeks before you die. Where do you go to die? Your home? A family farm? A lake? The mountains? The city? How do you spend those last days? Who is with you? As you think over the events of this last year of your life, what were the most significant ones for you? In fact, think of these and all the events of your life. Which stand out now as the things that made life worthwhile? As you reflect on these events, and here comes a little bit of Californication, be aware that you are working on this workbook and you are very much alive. Be aware of your current surroundings. Wiggle your fingers and toes to bring yourself all the way back to the present and become ready to move on to your next activity. And then it asks questions, and I'm going to read through the questions, and I'll share some of my answers, but they're really personal, right? And I'm going to censor some of them, but they're really because they're really personal. So I'll give you a flavour of some of my answers. And do you notice the really important question there, that at the end of every single little section there, who are you with? Who are you with? The point being, I interpret as, we spend so much of our time with the wrong people, whether it's because you've married the wrong person, you're going out with the wrong person, you're hanging out with people that are negative on your life, you're spending time with work people who aren't friends instead of friends, you're spending time at work when really it's not getting you anywhere, and actually when you die it probably won't amount to much, and someone will just slip into your place and take over when perhaps you could have been spending that time doing something a little bit more nourishing for the soul with people who care for you or love you or want to spend time with you. About the fantasy, it says in this book, often this fantasy helps people touch their own grief about losses in their lives. If you feel sad, do not avoid the feelings. Rather, use them and let them support you in coming to terms with your losses. Sharing the fantasy and your feelings can deepen your understanding of the issues the fantasy raises. First, record the details of your fantasy in the space provided. Then answer the questions that follow. Now, I haven't looked at this for a while. All right. So, remember we were asked our first reactions when you're told that you're going to die. The thing I wrote was worrying about the kids. Because I've done this. I've sat down and I've written it. Worrying about the kids. I would struggle not to lie in bed crying for days. That would be my initial reaction. And I think it would. If I was told I was going to die in a year, I think I would spend a significant amount of time in bed, feeling miserable. But then, where does that take you, man? You know, if you've got 365 days, why are you going to spend 30 of them in bed doing nothing? That doesn't seem to make sense. Yet that's where my head would take me. Changes. Here we go. Changes you would make in your life after the initial announcement. And I wrote, I enjoy work. I do enjoy work. Really lucky. I got to interview today. Want to get my job this morning at 9:30 this morning was at the Regent Street Cinema interviewing the guy that invented Pokemon Go. Then I went home for a couple of hours to sleep. Then I came in and me and Catherine told our boss we had a really stupid idea for the show. And he went, that sounds brilliant. What can I do to make it happen? And now I'm on the air talking rubbish maybe. So I'm blessed with a job that I like. I enjoy work, so I would continue, but I would stress less about it. And have more fun. Don't get so angry. I wrote this a little while ago and I used to get quite angry. I would sleep less. I hide in bed, and I hide in bed. And I would see the family more. The kids, hang out with the kids more, my mum, and my aunts and uncles on my dad's side of the family that I don't see. And I wrote this ages ago and I still don't see them, which is nuts. New things I would try. And then the one thing I've written, new thing I would try, this is disappointing, I can come up with better than this, is, because I play in bands sometimes. I haven't done it for ages. Yeah, we'll have Paul Akinbola. But I play bass guitar in the band. And I've never played a gig where I'm the guitarist. I'd love to have a crack at that. I'm not very good at guitar, but I'd love to have a go at that. And it will probably be a little bit ropey, but it doesn't matter if it's a little bit ropey. Does it? Doesn't matter if it's a little bit ropey. And then I've written, I'm not really one for doing things. What? What does that mean? That's wrong. That's wrong. You got that wrong, boy. Unfinished things you want to complete. Oh, look, there's loads. There's loads. Oh, one of them I've done. One of them I've done. The last one I've written is radio show. Now, what the radio show was the Iain Lee versus radio. I did it because I wrote it down. I made myself do it. I went and did a tour. At the age of, 42, I did my first ever solo show and tour. What else? Unfinished things you'd want to complete. Get all of my podcasts out. Well, stay tuned, because something's happening with everything I've ever done on the radio and on the internet. Things are happening. Finish the book. Scanning all the family photos and putting them in an album. I started that, scanning them all and putting them all online and putting them on a hard drive, but then also getting the physical pictures and putting them in albums, big, thousands of them. Things you need to say before you die. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit personal. Basically saying sorry to people that I've been a complete arse to, and saying I love people to people that I love, and I don't tell them that I love them. That's basically it. One of the joys of my dad dying, and there's an odd sentence, isn't there? But one of the joys was, because I didn't speak to him for years and years and years, but I made peace with him. Not only did I make peace with him before he died, I made peace with him before he got ill. So it wasn't a kind of, Dad's dying, better go and make peace with him. I made peace with him, with a clear conscience, and I apologise for my part in the situation, but I told him, the key points where I felt that he had betrayed me and had been a rubbish father. And then he got ill about a year later, and then he died a few months after that. But I'm really glad that we sometimes get people on this show, don't we, who haven't spoken to their parents, one of their parents, for years. And I always think, I don't know how I would have, if I hadn't have made peace with my dad before he died, then I would have felt awful. I would have carried that resentment, anger, shame. I would have carried all of that stuff around with me for forever. I don't see how you can get rid of that. Describe your last fling. There's a phrase, and you can interpret that any way you want. I wrote down, go to Japan. Travel to the mountains in Japan. See friends. Got friends over there. Go and see some bands. Go to some temples. Take my boys to Japan. Wow. Spiritual preparations. Meditate. Speak to friends. Listen to music. I wrote pray as well. Praying's it's kind of a good thing to do. Here's a question. Have a think about this, man. This is a huge question. Where and how would you spend your last days? Imagine that. Actual last days. Where and how would you spend it? And I've just written at home with the family. Listening to music, looking at pictures and sleeping in the same bed as my boys. Imagine that. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Well, not they wake up and I'll be dead, particularly when but this is kind of in a perfect scenario. Just staying at home with the boys and laughing a lot. Okay, here's a question which I'm not gonna reveal my answer to, because this is all very personal, I'm being as honest as I can. I've read most of this, but some of this is a little bit private. Throughout the fantasy, there were key moments involving significant persons in your life. Whom did you involve and what did you learn about your relationship priorities? I'll allow you to answer that at your leisure. During the fantasy, you may have found yourself doing things significantly differently from how you live now. Why would this be so? If they were so important to get done, what prevents you from doing them now? Okay, and I've written in the fantasy, creativity and family is more important, and I kind of allow myself to, not focus on my family and not focus on creativity. I focus on negativity, and I focus on arguing with people I perceive to be dicks on Twitter. And 10 minutes before the show, I'm arguing with someone on Facebook. Why? But my relationship with Twitter is getting so much better. I've been on there a little bit today, but it's not important, is it? It's not important. Twitter's not important. Facebook's not important. Being with people who mean something to you, or being involved in art, creativity, they're the things that are important to me. You'll have different things. They're the things that are important to me. How do you feel about facing your own death? And I've written, I'm not ready. There's a lot I need to tidy up. I am not ready. And that's funny, because a lot of the time I wish I was dead. I do. I wish I was dead. But if I'm completely honest, I'm not ready to die. And here's one more question. Okay, and I know it's a heavy start to pick. Some of you want the happy show. I've been toying with this for ages, and you're very welcome to call in after this if you want. We've also got a guy coming on in a bit who's he's a phone call expert. Just to give a few tips on how you guys can perhaps raise your game. Thinking about death provides a way to look at what is real and what is important in our lives. How have your ideas of what is important and real to you changed after experiencing this death fantasy? What can you change in your life now to reflect these new priorities? And I've written that the kids and making stuff are priorities, which they kind of are for me. They kind of are. If you want to give us a call about this, you're very welcome. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Sean's emailed him. Sean's been listening for the last 10 years, but is stopping listening now and hopes that I return to my old style of broadcasting soon. Well, Sean, I hope you find something half as entertaining as the radio I'm going to be putting out over the next 12 months. Trust me. I never look back. Never look back in terms of the show. So I'm really sorry, Sean, that it's not for you, but that's absolutely fine. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Now, the last couple of nights, I don't think the calls have been up to standard. So, what I've done is I've asked someone to come on the show to give you some tips. Why am I getting grief all of a sudden? Who's this guy Sean and this guy Kentish Town Cats? Why am I getting grief? No, I don't look at Twitter during the show. I've got someone to come on and give you guys some tips on how you can make your phone calls a little bit more interesting. So if you want to speak to a phone call expert, 0344 499 1000. It's a gentleman called Barry. Good evening, Barry.
Hello, Iain.
Is this Barry from Watford?
Yes.
Kath, you booked the wrong person. I said Barry. Said Barry from the.
Talking about?
I said Barry from the Catford Interesting Phone Company. Not Barry from.
I'm giving a symposium.
What?
I'm doing a symposium on how to do entertaining phone calls.
Oh, where's this symposium then, Barry?
The symposium is now.
Oh, this is it, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Barry. Well, why don't you share 03444991000, guys, if you want to speak to Barry from Watford. You've been phoning radio stations for about 75 years now, haven't you?
Seems like. Yeah, listen, Ian, I'm getting terrible feedback. Can you get one of your people to phone me back?
No, you're getting terrible feedback because your call's a pony. Oh, you mean actually on the line?
That's lesson one.
Right.
Jokes.
Well, okay.
That's free.
Right. So we have to phone you back?
Anything, but I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I said...
Oh, flipping it. Hey, let's go to Paul Akinbola. Good evening, Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Paul.
Well, I was phoning you. My media company will try to bring back the old-fashioned variety show.
Okay, that's a brilliant idea. Just stay there. Okay, just stay there, Paul. I think we got Barry back. Good evening, Barry.
Yeah, that's it. Much better.
Right.
Much better.
So we got Paul Akinbola on the line. Now, Paul is a tedious caller, Barry.
Right.
Can you give him some tips on how to improve his call?
Hello, Paul Akinbola.
Yeah. Hello.
Well, look, just starting from page one. You don't pause when I say hello. You come straight back. Hello, Barry. Maybe kick things off. Offer something up. Always offer something. What you been doing, Paul?
Well, I'm sitting in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm here in the bedroom.
Right.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, right. Paul, just give us a 20-second taster, Paul, of what you've called in about, so that Barry can tell you where you're going wrong.
I called in to talk about my online channel having been back old-fashioned variety show with the equipment of the era of old-fashioned entertainment.
Barry,
can I stop you? Can I stop you there,
please?
Paul? It was a simple question. It was a civil question. It was what you're phoning in about. I understood not one word of what you just said.
I think he wants to bring back old variety, but online.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's potentially interesting, isn't it, Paul? Inject your voice. This is. Inject your voice with a bit of enthusiasm. Speak clearly. Leave yourself alone. Speak loudly, proudly, and let's hear what you got to say.
Go, Paul.
There could be modern-day equipment of Leslie Crowder.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. That came from nowhere.
You want to bring back Leslie Crowther?
Like a robot Leslie Crowther, because he's dead.
Modern day equipment of the legends.
Like Leslie Crowther. Yeah. So he wants to bring back the equipment, Leslie Crowther's equipment. Now, that is a great name for a band and a great concept. Leslie Crowther's equipment.
Paul, what day? Hello?
Yes.
I mean the modern day equivalent.
Who's the modern day equivalent of Leslie Crowther?
Well...
Duncan Norvell?
Well...
Duncan Chase Me Norvell?
Chase me.
Lee Mack.
Lee Mack is the modern day equivalent of Leslie Crowther. Okay, Paul, listen, I don't think we're getting anywhere with...
Paul chewing a toffee apple or something.
Let's try... Julie, you're through to Barry. Now, Julie is a regular offender, Barry. Her calls are frequent and tedious.
Okay, Julie, shake yourself out. Deep breath. Nice, confident voice. Tell us what we can do for you.
Well, Barry, I'm calling because as a woman, yes, I can talk about cleaning products. Yes, I can talk about cooking. But how do I get somebody to take me seriously if I want to talk about something other than household chores?
Right, this is called prevarication. You've gone all the way around the houses. We still don't know what you want to talk about. Quite honestly, if it was food, cooking, household chores, or sexual intercourse, I think we'd be interested. But what have you got to talk about, love?
Well, I can talk about anything, but I want to be taken seriously. But, you know, it's
treacle, stick the kettle on, do us all a nice cup of tea. You are funny, you feminist types, and you know, come on, stop mucking about. What do you want to talk about? Flower arranging or something?
Well, yeah, basically, something like that. I mean,
crocheting.
How would you give? What kind of advice would you give for a lady calling up wanting to be taken seriously?
Well, always stick with what you know as a lady. Kittens, playing with balls of string, flower arranging, nice smells, bitching at school gates, Tupperware, listening to rubbishy music, not being very funny on stage, not being able to choose what you want in a restaurant, refusing to have a dessert and then eating all mine, and then running off with a chap called Prakash from the Halifax Building Society when you thought that your marriage was going well. Okay. That sort of thing women are good at.
What subjects should I steer clear of as a woman, do you think?
Well, the obvious ones, the inside of cars, football, comedy.
Yes.
Yes. You know, of course I'm joking, you see, and that was rule number 3. Yes. I was attempting to be humorous.
Attempting is the key word, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah. Can you do something humorous, love?
Yeah, what do you want?
Ooh.
No, if you have to ask.
Less attitude, I think, Julie. Less attitude.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Julie, I'm gonna cut you off because you're annoying. Here's another serial offender. It's Lane. Lane, say hello to Barry.
Lane,
sorry, mate, I need all the help I can get.
Okay, Lane, what can you do for us?
Well, every time I ring in, I sort of get waylaid by, when you're hanging on and you listen to people talking, and I get confused. So by the time I get there, we just ramble on like a tit.
Yeah, this is not going all that well, Lane.
No.
What is there a sort of maybe some pithy remark based on the day's news? Something funny, something interesting, engaging.
In what way, Barry?
What might you offer?
I've avoided the news today.
Okay, you've avoided the news. So what did you do instead? What you got up? Yes,
I played the guitar. Not very interesting.
Played with your what?
I played the guitar, which wasn't very interesting, although I enjoyed it.
Guitar. Right.
And I watched
strumming away. A documentary on what? So let's see. Oh, we're all wanting this. You played with your guitar. You watched a documentary on.
It's called A Murder Under the Staircase, or On the Staircase, and it was about a novelist who murdered someone, but didn't. It was a big, long court case type documentary. Yeah, not very funny, is it?
Should I cut him off, Barry?
It's absolutely hopeless, isn't it?
It's gone.
I see what the problem is, Ian.
Yes, it's the callers are just not up to scratch,
They're
are
not
they?
Really.
No.
I mean, of course, I won a Sony Silver during that funny phone call. I remember going back a good few years.
Well, I don't think you won the Sony
Well,
Silver.
I think
It was my
really.
name on the. I've won a Sony Gold since then, so I don't even count the silver.
Yeah, but I
that was
did
at the
ring up
BBC.
Sort of
Proper.
Amusing.
Yes.
Never mind.
No, don't remember it.
Yes,
didn't even attend
I
the
did.
ceremony.
Yeah, I think it's available on YouTube. Lots of hits.
Yes. Well, Barry,
biscuit.
Yeah, I think Barry,
what?
That you've set a bad example over the past 10 years, and that's why you've dragged my callers down to your level.
All right. What about we give an example of how to make it,
Go on then. Let's do it. Let's do it for old time's sake. Let's do a funny call. You ready?
Okay, here we go.
Right, you start it.
Hello?
Hello?
It's Barry.
You're dead.
No.
No, you're dead.
No, I'm very much alive.
No, you're dead.
I'm in the rudest of good health.
When you say rude health, what does that mean?
Well, I'm sitting here in the nude.
Oi.
Yep.
Hey, see, we've still got it.
Yeah, you see, now that's how you do it. You cross them, I nod them in, you know.
Well, you pass them to me, and I score the goal. But yeah, you see what you mean. It's me.
And that's all there is to it.
When's Dave up for parole?
Now, don't drag my son into it.
I just wondered when he was up for parole after his ABH situation.
You know, round Watford way, they say, you know, growing up is always a bit of a lady killer. That was never proven.
No.
She was unconscious before he went anywhere near her.
God.
But he will be out soon, and he's threatening all sorts, smash your face, and he's going to do this to Ian, he's going up to talk radio. He wants to do you in, but he probably won't.
No, he better not, because if he does, there'll be I've been learning jiu-jitsu and karate, so...
Karate?
Yeah, karate. I'm a karate man now.
Oh, I'm a karate man.
Yeah, well, Roy?
Okay.
Hi.
Roy?
Roy, you're the final call through to Barry.
Oh, no.
Oh,
that's nice, isn't it?
Did you not want to speak to Barry?
I think Barry's the issue, to be honest.
Away you go, Roy. Share your story.
Well, we're a bit off subject. I was just going to lead with what we went with earlier.
Sorry. So what do you mean? You're going to lead with what we went with? We're talking about...
Give me a blooming minute.
Okay.
The last year. The final year.
We were just doing a workshop, Barry, about imagine it's the last year of your life. I think Roy's called in for that. But you've probably been imagining that for the last 5, haven't you, Barry?
I have. Let's listen to what you got to say, Roy. And if I might give my expert opinion on the end, whether it was good.
Yeah. Roy, shall I cut him off?
No, leave him on.
Okay.
He's fair game.
He's fair game. You're fair.
Yeah.
An old pencil.
Now, one of them, big issue, I wouldn't return books to the library.
Sorry?
If I was in my last year of life, I would not take any books back to the library.
You become socially irresponsible?
Yeah. Would you blame me?
Well, I wouldn't get out any big novels from the library. I'll get, like, pamphlets.
Oh, I'd go big. I'm talking Wayne Rooney's autobiography.
Now, this is an example, Barry.
Good God, isn't it?
Isn't it? Of what I was talking about. Isn't it?
This ain't going to win anything, is it, this?
You're not one to judge Barry.
Well, bloody hell, I want to Sony Silver.
You're part of the issue. You'd laid on your bed naked, phoning in.
Mate, a good few years ago, I phoned up. This is just one of my many funny calls about a gentleman who licked my wife's brown derby, which is a dessert at a Wimpy bar. That one was Sony Silver.
I don't think that one was Sony Silver, did it? Look about eating a brown derby.
It did.
My dad used to love a brown derby.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you know, not to be sniffed at. But the thing is, you're phoning up now with a...
Oh, dear.
You know, he said you fingered it, now you better eat it.
Oh,
you know.
for goodness sakes.
Now, the thing is...
Yes.
That's not going to win a cycling proficiency, is it? That story about not taking back library books.
Yeah.
What would you do, Barry?
What would I do in my last year on Earth?
Yeah.
It's a good question. If I thought about it, it'd be amusing, but I wouldn't. Well, I'll tell you what I'd do.
Let's hear it.
I'd get a lovely... Say Margaret wasn't around, she ran off or dropped in or something. I would find a beautiful lady with lovely big rosy cheeks, give her a jolly big kiss right on her lips. Wah! That's what I'd do.
Would you be paying for that, Barry?
Don't be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. No, I would not.
Just wondered.
No, I'll find a nice lady, give her a jolly good kiss.
Well, so just to clarify, Barry, if it was the last year of your life, you wouldn't spend the last year hiring sex workers. Just to be clear.
No, I would not.
Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm probably going to cut you both off.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Good night, Barry.
Night. Oh,
unbelievable. Terrible waste of time that was. He's gone. 0344 499 1000. Don't tweet and drive, guys. It's against the law.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Exciting things happening. Next week, next Thursday. Oh, tomorrow. We've got Mike McCartney on, formerly Mike McGear from The Scaffold, brother of Paul, of course. And he's coming on at the top of the show tomorrow to have a chat, which will be fantastic. Next Thursday, next week, we've only got Steve Guttenberg coming on. Flipping Steve Guttenberg coming on the show. Mahoney. Brilliant. Absolutely thrilled about that. And here's the thing. Me and Kath have been kicking around this idea for a while, and neither of us, I don't have an out time, by the way, neither of us can remember how this idea came about. But we had it, and it's stupid, and it's dumb, and the world needs more stupid and dumb ideas, right? So, on Monday, June the 12th, we're going to be doing a week of shows from New York City. Imagine. We're going to be doing it from New York City. We'll be periscoping as much as we can. We'll be making videos for the Talk Radio website and for my website and my Facebook page and the Talk Radio Facebook page. We're going to be interviewing some big guests. Hopefully, we'll be meeting up with Steve Guttenberg if he's in town. If Richard Bacon's in town, we're going to go and have some lunch with him. Imani Coppola, we're going to meet up with Imani Coppola, and I'm absolutely terrified. By the way, tonight's show is dedicated to Imani Coppola's period. If you'd seen our email exchange, you'd understand why. And we are in the really... we only got it finalised today with our boss, okay? And I posted about it on my Facebook page a little while ago. And me and Kath were just talking about it and sort of daring each other. And it was partly that you've got a year left to live, what you're going to do. It's partly that, well, if we don't do it now, we might not ever do it. So let's do it now. You know, might not have this job in a year. Might not. Might be dead in a year. And I'd hate to lose this job, as I will do one day, eventually, and look back and go, wish we'd done a week of shows in New York and really made a go of it and see if we could do something special. But it's going to happen. January, we've booked the tickets. We booked the tickets and we booked the hotel. We got in quick. Before it went up. And my boss, Denny, we went and had a nervous meeting with him, 6:00 this evening. And we kind of sat down and we chatted and talked about nothing for the first few minutes, as you do. And I then went in big and said, Denny, we've got an idea for this station that will make it global. He went, Iain, I follow you on Twitter and I listen to your show. You want to go to New York? I went, yes. He said, I think it's a brilliant idea. And that was it. There was no, well, do you really? Why do you want to do that? He said, it's a brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant idea. We'll see if we can get the trip sponsored. We'll see if we can get you hits on Paul Ross's show and Sam Delaney's show throughout the day. You can send back bits of video. Fantastic. Go and do it. Go and make it work. So, we spent the evening booking flights, booking a hotel, and emailing. I've got a few friends over in New York, so I've emailed them. I've got a couple of acquaintances, so I've emailed them. And loads of you have been really good suggesting places that we might be able to do the show from, whether it's a studio or it's a cafe with good internet or a bar, loads of places. We need more suggestions, please. So, if you know anywhere that we will be able to do this show, 0344 499 1000 or email. You can email me, Iain@iainlee.com. We're going to take the show to New York. I'm not going to tap you up for money. Don't be stupid. We're going to pay for it, of course. Of course. Imagine asking you to pay for our jolly. I mean, our very busy work week away. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Me and Catherine are debating gently whether that first half an hour of the show worked or not. I don't know. I don't know if it did. I feel it perhaps it didn't, but it doesn't matter. It's worth doing things even if they don't always work. That's absolutely fine. Now, can I just say, I had a dream. I only had 4 hours and 15 minutes sleep last night because I got home, couldn't sleep, and I had to be up at 7:20 to drive into London to do this interview with a bloke called John Hankey, who is the head of Niantic, which is the company that makes Pokemon Go. So I got home late. And I thought, I'll do everything I need to do. By the way, you can call in 0344 499 1000. I'll do everything I need to do tonight to prepare for tomorrow, so I can just get up, shower and go. So I was ironing a shirt. I had a shave when I got home last night. All this stuff. And it paid off. But I didn't trust my the alarm on my telephone. So I kept waking up first of all, I couldn't get to sleep. It's that thing when you know I've got to be up in a few hours and you can't get to sleep. So when I did eventually kind of doze off, I'd wake up and think, I've not set my alarm. I've set it for 7:20 in the evening, not the morning. So I just kept checking it. It was terrible sleep. I'm surprised. I did get up and I got out and I got there and it was great. And I came back and I had a wonderful sleep this afternoon, 3 hours sleep. But I had, you know, there are people that say, well, of course, I predicted the Twin Towers. You know, of course, I knew that Lady Di was going to die in a car crash. I predicted it. Well, where's your evidence you predicted it? Well, I dreamt it. Okay, right, that's fine, that's fair enough. Who did you'll always get that. You'll hear it on Howard Show. We've got Emma working with us this week, who produces Howard Show. Great show, by the way, guys. Sunday night, 10 o'clock. Absolutely brilliant. Although the woman that was promising miracles, I had not a clue what she was banging on about. But, that's the beauty of Howard Show. Quite often you don't know what they're banging on about. But you'll get people, Howard would have had it, well, I predicted 9/11, I dreamt it. Well, okay, right, fine. Where is the evidence that you did you tell anyone? Well, no, I didn't tell anyone. I kept it to myself. Okay. So, I had a dream last night, right, that was so vivid, I think it may have been a prediction. Now, I'm sharing this, and I'm also aware, I'm going to tread sensitively, because I'm also aware that there have been two quite huge incidents over the last couple of days. St. Petersburg yesterday and Syria today. Two quite horrific things have happened where people, have been killed. So I'm not in any way making light of those at all. But I'm genuinely saying this because I woke up, and if you've ever had this, if you've ever genuinely predicted something, 0344 499 1000, it would be nice if people could. But honestly, I had this dream and it was so real. Catherine, I need you to record this and clip this, because if it ever happens, I want you to go, find me that Take That clip. Oh, yeah, I just went there. It was so real that as I woke up and was having a shower, I was excited because I was going to be able to tell Catherine and other people that I work with about the incident that had happened involving Take That, and we could do a phone-in on the incident involved. And it wasn't until I got to my car and I turned on the radio and listened to the news, I thought, why are they not mentioning the incident with Take... Oh, it was a dream. Oh, balls. Well, no, good, actually, because it's horrific, right? So, no. Well, here's... But part of my worry is, if I say this, right, will it give ISIS a little bit of inspiration? Will it could be the curse, or I know I'm very, very popular with the, with clerics, with hate clerics and, followers of, radical Islam. I'm very popular. They just, we've got the radar figures in, guys, and those guys love this show. Those guys love this show. Those hate preachers and the radical Muslims love this show, guys. They can't get enough of the crazy phone-in. So I don't want to plant the seed in their head. Okay, here's the prediction. I'm not even saying it's a dream, because I think it goes beyond a dream, right? I can't remember the specifics of it, right? Which is the one... Who's the one who talks like that? Who's the one who talks like that? Howard. Howard is the central figure in this, okay? A mortar attack at a Take That concert. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it. Mortar or pipe bomb. It was, in the dream, it was a pipe bomb, but I don't know what a pipe bomb is, which makes me think it's even more real, because I don't even know what that is and I'm dreaming about it. So I'm tapping into stuff that is out there. And I'm not saying this I'm not doing a piece. I'm aware that two really horrific examples of man's inhumanity to, well, not just man, but to woman and to child have happened over the last 2 days. Two really, really nasty, nasty things have happened. So I'm not in any way, fun. Not at all. I have never had such a strong feeling, when I've woken up from a dream. I've never had such a powerful, visceral reaction to a dream. Pipe bomb or mortar attack at Take That concert. Take That were fine. You'll be pleased to hear. The three of them were, and it is just the three of them now. You do kind of think, why is Jason not in Take That anymore? Not in any way suggesting he'd be the one with the. I'm just wondering, why is he not in Take That anymore? Has he got enough money? Because he can't have made that much money. He's Jason Orange from Take That. He was always my favourite. Just got fed up with it, did he? What? They don't really... I mean, they do... 12 gigs a year and comic relief. So they do 13 shows a year. How can you get fed up with 13 shows a year? How is that even possible? My prediction is that mortar attack or pipe bomb. I don't even know what a pipe bomb is. And I know, and it just would be horrific. But I just want to get that out there, right? And boy, oh boy, I hope we never have to play that. I hope I never have to say to Catherine, get that tape, that recording. I hope we never do. I've just got a feeling. But that's what these people need to do. The people that say, well, yeah, I predicted 9/11. You always get these, I predicted 9/11. Well, where is your evidence? Phone up a radio show. Phone up this radio show and tell me that, and say, oh, yeah, you know, I think that in 6 months' time, there's going to be something. You say it. I think that, I think that, well, don't say the Queen's going to die, because she's very old, and the odds are that she probably will at some point, comparatively soon. But these people never do this. These people never publish in a public forum examples of their revelations. They just don't do it. And that strikes me as odd. I've been talking too much. It's your turn. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. It's kind of, I would say tonight's show is a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, which I'm all right with. I'm happy with that. You're welcome to contribute. Otherwise, I can see a couple of people calling in now. Otherwise, I'll sit here and just keep chatting to myself. I mean, that kind of mood. 0344 499 1000. Late nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Here we go. Let's crank this up a gear, shall we? 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Derrick. Good evening, Derrick.
Hey, good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Derrick. How are you this evening?
The first thing I'd like to say, I already said this, Kath, was I'd like to apologise for last night.
What happened last night?
You said down my calls, I phoned, and you cut me off, and I phoned back.
I didn't cut you. If I remember correctly, you put the phone down.
No, I didn't. I didn't do that.
Didn't I tell you to? I told you to hang up, didn't I? And you did.
You basically told all your callers to, go away.
Yeah. Well, yes, but you hung up. I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. You hung up.
I didn't. I swear.
You did.
I didn't.
All right. When I told you to hang up, you hung up, and then you phoned back.
I did. And you left me on the air, and I suffered from anxiety.
I know, and you gave us the call of the night by quite some way. You shared, something very personal and very deep and very honest, and it was a brilliant example of how powerful radio can be. I was thrilled that you'd felt comfortable enough to share what you did yesterday. So thank you for that.
No, you're more than welcome, and I'm so embarrassed at the fact that I'm on air again.
How are you feeling today, man?
Terrible.
Why? What's going on?
Well, aside from the fact I suffer from anxiety and whatnot, anyway, I stupidly have been going through a period of mixing alcohol and medication and coming off medication, and I think nothing makes you feel worse than that. Well, put it this way, I do not recommend taking antidepressants and then stopping them and then taking alcohol and then
let me chip in with my two penny's worth, because I've done a little bit of research on both alcohol and prescription medication. And when I say research, I mean I've been there at the front line. I've researched them both. Alcohol is a depressant. That's the thing. It depresses your emotions.
I know. I know everything. I know about it in terms. Well, I don't. I mean, I know that it's a depressant in the central nervous system. So, right.
And stopping your prescribed medication. Mike's. What may I ask what you're on?
Was on.
Oh.
And ironically, you'll have a very good knowledge of this. It was mirtazapine.
Yeah, the sleepy stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I pop one of those when I'm about 20 minutes away from my house, and by the time I get into bed, I'm nice and sleepy.
That's what I was thinking. Well, unfortunately, even that doesn't necessarily make me sleep, but I know about the vivid dreams that it gives you.
Yep.
Anyway, I've made this mistake before. I've stopped them, and so.
And you're feeling lousy?
Oh, Yeah.
You're not going to kill yourself tonight, are you?
No, I don't think I'm going to do it at all, but I'm also waking up every day feeling like, I mean, even today I'm going to regret this tomorrow. Even today I'm getting, oh God, I was on the radio again, and, you know.
Well, don't be embarrassed about this call, and certainly don't be embarrassed about your call last night, because there would have been a lot of people, and I was playing a little bit of the fool, and I was doing a little bit of theatre.
See, when my mind is a bit better, I mean, I've heard you having nights where you do that kind of thing. And
it's a little bit of theatre. Don't
I know
but
that, but when I'm in a better frame of mind, I understand it, and but when I'm feeling lousy, like you said.
Yeah. No, I get it. But last night you shared something very special with us, and there will have been people that will have connected with. What does the world look like for you right now? I mean, literally, what are you looking at right now?
Hey, I don't know. I feel like I've exhausted.
No, I mean literally. What are you? Where are you? Tell me what you're sat on. If you're standing, what you can see in front of you right now.
All right. I've taken my glasses off. I'm very short-sighted. Let me put it this way. I was lying there for a couple of hours. I've been having this for days, but I was lying there for a couple of hours, and I was debating, should I turn the radio on, And I did turn the radio on, and I must admit, it's the first time I laughed in days, because when I'm in a better frame of mind, I mean, the fact that Barry was on and whatnot, it was, apart from the fact, I find you funny as well, but I was laughing, and then I felt morose again.
Yeah. But was it a good laughter? Was it a healthy laughter?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right.
Well,
that's something.
Any laughter is good laughter.
Well, no. So I don't know if the maniacal, I don't know, and I've had that I don't get very often. But the laughter where you're laughing and you think, I don't know why I'm laughing, I can't stop. I don't know if that's necessarily particularly healthy. But that's good to help as a little boy in the ocean, B-U-O-Y, if that's how you spell it, I can't remember. Boy in the ocean, as a little marker that it's not all ocean, and that there are moments of levity and happiness, even if they're really brief, even if they don't happen very often.
I'll look back in this in maybe in a week or whatever, and I'll, I'll reflect upon it tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll reflect upon it as in when I'm in a slightly better frame of mind, and I'll be like, oh God, why did I do that? And why did I feel so low? And why was I calling our national radio station, which I have tried to do when I'm more coherent, but I have usually had massive panic attacks, and I've not been able to cope with it.
What are you doing tomorrow? What have you got planned for tomorrow?
Nothing. I'm scared of tomorrow.
Oh, man. How are you going to do it then? How are you going to face it?
I don't know. I say John Morris' opinion, but oh God, people listen to this. It's not just you and me. The honest answer is, I don't know. There hasn't been a day gone by in the last week that I haven't wanted to not reach for a bottle. But at the same time, I know that it just means I'm going to feel the same way again the next day. I've been through this stuff before. I don't just mean in terms of my anxiety, my depression never went away, but I don't just mean in terms of. Sorry, I'm probably sounding less coherent. I'm getting more anxious because I'm talking about this. I mean, in terms of, I don't view alcohol as fun anymore. I view it as medicine. Yeah, like if I want quick relief from a panic attack, I shut myself away for a long time, and I view it as a medicine. Oh God, I've got to keep reminding myself that I'm on air.
Don't worry about it. No one knows who you are. You.
It doesn't matter. It's going to embarrass me.
Well,
I'll dwell on tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah. You've not said anything embarrassing as far as I'm concerned.
It's embarrassing to me.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
I also don't mean to bring your show down. In fact, like I say,
that's a weird show.
Laugh.
No, don't. It's a weird show tonight. My head's in a weird place, and the thing I did, at the start, I don't think really worked properly, and it's fine. So you're not bringing the show down. It's just one of those weird shows, which is great. And I'm in a weird place with the show at the moment because I'm doing different things, and some people are digging it, and some people are hating it, and that's just the way it is.
As I said last night, I know I wasn't very coherent then. I know your show's different every night. It could be a different thing every night, and I love that aspect of it. I'm an avid listener to your show, and I respect the fact that it can be one thing one night and one thing another night.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I shouldn't say, sometimes I worry that the people like me affect you.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. Listen, no one mustn't. People mustn't. Hang on. What was the sentence I'm trying to say, but in English? People shouldn't worry that their call will have a negative or positive impact on me. That's my responsibility to set my own boundaries. So you can't, Derek. You can't make me feel bad.
But I've only called the show maybe 4 or 5 times, and I remember one time I called, and I was probably not quite as negative as this, but I called, and I probably spoke some, frankly, about some of my stuff, and then you had these off, and
that wasn't your fault.
No, well, logically no, but in my mind I was like, oh my God, was I a contributing factor to that? I don't know.
No, none of the callers. None of the... Now I'm off Twitter during the show is a joy, but none of the tweets or the emails or the snipes, none of that has any effect on me. Are you
off Twitter again?
I'm not off Twitter properly, and I've been on there quite a bit today, and I started wallowing on there, but I'm off Twitter during the show. If someone tweets the show, it pops up on my screen, which is how I saw Thingy Bob. But I'm off Twitter during the show, which is great. I tell you why. I tell you what I was doing, Derek. This is what I found out I was doing, right? Is I would do a little bit on the radio, and I'd look at Twitter. Then I'd do a little bit on the radio, and I'd look at Twitter. And I was looking for approval from the people on Twitter. And if I got the approval, I felt good. And if I didn't get the approval, if there was nothing or it was negative, then I would feel bad. And so the show was kind of being operated almost by remote control by a handful of people on Twitter who were either saying good things or not saying anything or saying bad things. That's no way to do a show. I've got to do it with my instincts, and I've got to trust Kath's instincts, and I've got to trust mine, and we've got to do the show we want to do. And realising that is so freeing, man. So freeing.
I know some of what I said yesterday, I took it wrong. My memory of last week is very hazy, and I'm feeling pretty bad about that. But what I said yesterday was true. I do think it's a great... Sorry, I don't mean to bring your show down or take up much of their time. Oh, God, it's embarrassing, the fact that people are listening. But I do respect the fact that you can talk about these things openly. You will say that, something's affecting you.
Otherwise, it's going to kill me. And I don't want to die. I've got too many exciting things coming. I don't want to die now, and it will kill me. It will kill me. It will have me jumping in front of a train, or it will have me buying some rope, or it will have me, And I right now I don't want that. I might want it tonight. I might want it tomorrow. But right now I don't want to buy some rope.
No, nobody wants that, and I know my mood will lift. And I'm sorry, because normally I'm so overly affected by anxiety that I wouldn't be doing this right now. Unfortunately, I'm having a period of on and off and drinking to self-medicate.
You know the thing, anxiety is not a massive thing for me, but there have been periods when it has. And I tell you what, I can think of 4 things that have worked for me to varying degrees with anxiety. One of them is going to the cinema. going to the cinema. That's as if that's if my anxiety isn't so much that I can't buy a ticket. I would buy a ticket online, go to the machine to get the ticket, and go and sit in a cinema. And sitting in a dark room for 2 hours and immersing myself in a film. I feel rubbish, when I came out. I'd be back in the real world. Oh, nuts, I've got to face this. But for 2 hours, I was in a fantasy world where the anxiety went. So that was always good. Reading a book sometimes, if I can focus enough to sit down and read, but sometimes that can be a tough one. That can be really tough to actually to be able to sit and hold a book and read it. Listening to music or meditating. Do you ever meditate, Derrick?
I've tried, but I think it's been too long. I mean, I still suffer from agoraphobia, and it got a little better last year, and it came on very suddenly. Well, my life changed overnight.
What phone have you got?
Beg your pardon?
What phone have you got? What mobile? Have you got a smartphone?
Yes.
Right. Download an app, right? This is my one suggestion. Right, it's free. It's an app called Headspace.
Okay.
Right, Headspace is free. You have to pay a bit later on, but don't worry about that later on, because you might. I think I've managed to work a way around without paying it. We nearly got the guy on, actually. In fact, I did start to get the guy on from Headspace, and I didn't reply to their emails. It's free, right? And all it is brilliant. It's a guided meditation, and it sounds a bit, hey man, but the first one, if I remember it correctly, you start off with 3 minutes, and that's it. 3 minutes, and that's it. You're done for the day, and that's it.
I don't want to take up too much more airtime. I don't want to embarrass myself any further. But I mean, your show. I mean, like I say, when I'm a slightly better headspace, your show has made me cry sometimes, especially when I'm without feeling this morose. Cry. It could be something like God, I remember that. There was that guy that he said he was an alcoholic and he was in France, I think.
Oh yeah, we fell out.
All right. Oh, sorry.
No, it's these things happen. He took umbrage.
Oh, right, okay. Well, there was him, and then there was that lady that she was having another alcohol problem. The first 2 times she called up, I thought, that's a silly woman, idiot.
Yeah.
Honest. And then she came out with it one night, like, talked about her, and she talked about her kids and stuff, and that made me cry. I wasn't in quite this depressive state. I mean, I've been depressed for quite a while, but I wasn't on the drink. I wasn't doing that. It brought me to tears. Hearing that, and there's been other things like that. People have been taking drugs or whatever, and I know that these things. Oh God, sorry. God, this is embarrassing. I mean, that's all I do. I know these things. I know you because I mean, certainly when I'm off it as well, it's kind of true for me as well. The last thing you can be bored with is people are, why are you doing that? Why take that substance? But or especially if it's messing things up in terms of whether it be kids or whatever, why are you doing that to yourself? Just stop it. But
now you're talking to yourself, but you don't realise you're talking to yourself.
Why
are you drinking? Stop it.
Why? To stop myself feeling like I'm either going to have a panic attack or burst into tears.
Nothing wrong with bursting into tears, is there?
Kind of.
What's wrong with it?
Well, if you're doing it frequently, or in fact, even if you're doing it, I don't know. Maybe it's a male thing. I don't know.
I think it's a you thing, because I haven't got a problem with it. It means you're alive, man. It means you're feeling something.
Yeah, I suppose there is that.
Derrick, listen, I'm going to move on.
I'm sorry.
No, you have absolutely nothing to apologise for, although I know you won't hear that. My one suggestion that I hope you take is you download Headspace, because it's free, and the first it's a 3-minute meditation, just 3 minutes, you're just sitting there and counting your breathing, and it's I find for the anxiety, it for 3 minutes I wasn't anxious, and 3 minutes out of 24 hours, that ain't a lot, but it's just a little window, and I suggest you try that. It might not be for you, it's not for everyone, but you never know.
I understand that. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Like I say, I actually already phoned Kath, which she'll tell you. I'd phoned Kath and said I'm sorry for last night because I phoned up at my face, and I felt ashamed about that all today.
We both appreciate your apology, even though it's unnecessary. All right?
Yeah, I know, but then she said, "Do you want to go there?" And I said no, and then ironically, both of them made me feel good. I thought, I'll fine, I'll go in there, fine, I'll phone back.
Hey, listen, you think you got troubles? I can see on my switchboard I've got 2 people called Paul coming up next. And when I go, we're gonna have a break, and then I'll come back and go, all right, Paul, I know that one of them's going to be disappointed. So that's going to be a nightmare. Derek, listen, Derek.
Why would one of them be disappointed?
Well, because I'm going to go, all right, Paul, you're next. And 2 men will go, hello, yeah, but... Oh, he's talking to the other one. And it's going to break their heart. Never mind. These things happen. Derek, listen, I am going to press the button that terminates this phone call.
I understand, thank you.
Because that's the way this business works, and we will speak again soon.
I understand, thank you. Well, hopefully I'll try. I'll try when I'm more coherent, and I'll probably do it on my panic time.
Give us a call whenever you want to call, Derek. All right, mate, take care.
Thank you, bye-bye.
0344 499 1000 coming up. 2 polls, but which one's going to be first?
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
We have a guy, turn the music off. We have a guy who emails the show every single evening, and he uses a fake name and he uses a fake email, and I block him every single evening, and I know who you really are. You're a sick arsehole. You are a sick, damaged, nasty arsehole. Let's go to Paul!
There's no one here.
Yeah! Evening, Paul. How are you doing? You're right. Sorry to keep you waiting for ages.
Very good. Listening to Derrick there, God bless the lad. He sounded very vulnerable.
Yep.
But I'm really impressed that he's taken the decision to come off the medication. I think his quality of life will improve it if he can get off.
Well, hang on a second, Paul. You got your medical training from where?
From my life experience.
Okay, well, I would suggest that Derek and everybody else who is on medication, that they seek the advice of their doctors, because...
I don't trust doctors.
Well, you're an idiot then, Paul, because they are medically trained. Medication has saved my life, literally saved my life.
Yeah, but you're now reasoning from your own subjective experience. It's just the same as me.
No, I'm not. I know that before... You're advising people to stop taking medication that's been prescribed to them. No, that's ridiculously stupid, dangerous advice, Paul, because if you stop taking a drug as powerful as metazapine, it can send you into spasms of pain. It can fire electric shocks around your brain. It can send you swinging into the deepest depression there is. It's a stupid, ridiculous piece of advice. Let me finish, Paul. It is a stupid, ridiculous piece of advice to suggest that people just stop their medication without tapering or without seeking medical advice.
But I've done it to a few people, and they have benefited.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot for saying that, Paul. An absolute dangerous idiot. You can't go around giving medical advice, telling people to stop taking their medication.
Listen,
you've got no idea. You've got no idea what damage that would do to someone, particularly someone as vulnerable as a caller like that.
But it could liberate a lot of people.
Don't be so stupid, Paul. You're talking out your arse.
I mean, doctors give out these drugs, to give them out.
Oh, you're an idiot, Paul. You're an absolute idiot. You are talking... I enjoy our calls, but tonight, you're not just talking rubbish, you're actually spouting dangerous rubbish.
Possibly, but possibly not.
What do you mean, possibly not? Stop speaking in riddles, man. You are spouting... Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. There are no absolute truths.
People suffer. Suffering is terrible.
And I know you don't suffer, and I know you can turn it on and off, but telling someone to stop taking their medication when you have no medical training is dangerous and is stupid, man.
You've got a lot of faith in people with medical training, Ian.
Yeah, doctors, mate. I have to... Stop there. Yes. You're saying that sentence to be sarcastic. What is wrong with that? Yes, I have a lot of faith in people with medical training. Yes, of course I do. What is wrong with that statement?
People don't understand.
Tell me why you were saying that statement in a sarcastic manner.
Because I don't have any faith in doctors whatsoever.
Why don't you have any faith in doctors?
Because most people's problems are essentially spiritual.
You're an absolute arse, Paul. You are talking complete and utter rollocks tonight. Supposing someone broke their arm, you got to pray that away, have you?
We're talking about the mind now.
No, we're talking about doctors, Paul. So you break your arm, where are you going to go? You're going to go to a doctor or are you going to go to the church? We're talking about doctors. You break your arm, where are you going to go? Doctors or a church?
What is the psyche, Ian? What is the psyche?
No. Answer the question. We are talking about doctors. Are you going to go, if you break your arm, to a doctor's or are you going to go to a church?
Well, you know exactly where I'm going to go. But
tell me. Say it.
Talking about the mind,
say it.
It's a different
no,
sphere.
We're not. We're talking about doctors. You're saying you don't trust doctors. You are saying you don't trust doctors. All right. You've got cancer, Paul. Where are you going to go?
I don't trust psychiatrists.
Where are you going to go?
People who think they know the mind.
We're not talking about psychiatrists. You've just said,
we are,
Paul, I'm turning your fader down because you're an idiot. Right? You're an idiot. You've just said, Paul, and your fader's down, so no one can hear you. And I only do that with complete and utter bellends, right? You've just said you don't trust doctors. I am presenting situations to you that would involve a doctor. What, suddenly you're trusting them now, Paul?
No, not on psychiatric issues.
I'm talking, so you trust doctors when it comes to physical issues, do you?
Yes, yeah.
Right,
more or less,
then you don't... What do you mean more or less? What does that mean?
Doctors do get it wrong, Ian.
Yes, they do, because they're humans. No, they're not omnipotent. Why are you saying... Paul, you're not as clever as you think you are. What is omnipotence... which I don't think you even know what the word means. What has omnipotence got to do with medicine?
Because you're giving the impression that doctors know everything.
No, I've not. What does omnipotence mean?
It means they're all powerful, all knowing.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Paul, you're using words you don't understand. You're using words that are too complicated for you. That is not what omnipotence means.
Well, I mean, omnipotence. Omni means all. Potent means power. They're not all powerful doctors. They don't understand everything, Ian.
That's
they don't understand the mind. Psychology and psychiatry is all
this guy's an idiot.
It's nonsense.
Paul.
Yes.
You don't know. You're bandying words around like omnipotence, and you don't know what they mean.
But we all have our own skew on it, whatever way.
No, we don't. We know omnipotence has a definition, and you ain't come close to it yet.
Ian, do you believe in God?
That is irrelevant. You've not come up with...
Do you think you have some absolute knowledge to actually put other people down, call them idiots, say
because you are an idiot, Paul.
Paul,
no, I'm not. You are an idiot, Paul, because you are giving advice that could kill people. That's what you're doing.
You could also save people, Ian.
Rubbish, mate. Rubbish. You haven't got a clue. You've just said you don't trust. You've just said you don't trust doctors, right? I've presented two
psychiatric issues.
With that, now you've added a caveat. 10 minutes in. 10 minutes in, you've added a caveat. 10 minutes in. 10 minutes in, you've added a caveat. You've gone for the whole blanket. I don't trust doctors. Shut up. You've gone for the whole thing, I don't trust doctors. Then when you get challenged on it, actually, if I've got a broken bone or I've got cancer, I'll trust the doctor. Paul, you're an idiot. I normally enjoy our talks, but boy, oh boy, you have given the most dangerous, ridiculous advice that could ever be given. And you've really, really let yourself down. What the hell are you bringing God into it for?
Because you haven't got absolute knowledge, Ian, to make these sort of judgments. You are sitting on high.
I know you are an idiot.
I know
you are an idiot.
You're on me like I'm an ant, but you are not God. You haven't got that or
no
authority to make that judgment.
Well, I've made the judgment that you're an idiot, and I stand by it.
Yeah, but you're making yourself sound a fool by doing that.
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not.
There might be an element of truth in what I'm saying.
I tell you what, Paul, there's one of us is sounding a fool, and it ain't me in this conversation. Trust me.
Look,
Trust
I admit I admit I don't know everything, and I might be wrong on this. But
you're making a judgment that can kill people. You know that, don't you? You're making a judgment that can kill people. All I'm doing is calling you an idiot. No one's going to die. You're making a judgment and passing advice that could kill people. So I'm more comfortable. I am more comfortable giving, telling you you're an idiot than giving out medical advice.
Ian, the issue is more complicated than that. You've reduced it to a very simple level.
Because I'm dealing with a very simple person who hasn't got a clue what he's talking about.
Well, you're making that assumption on very quickly. I mean, obviously,
no, not very quickly. What you have said tonight is utter rubbish, and what you have said is stupid.
Well, Ian, I mean, your judgment is probably infinitely greater than mine, so...
Yes,
okay,
it is.
sir.
It is. You've proved that, because you're an idiot. You've given out dangerous advice that could kill people. I've not given any advice tonight that could kill someone.
I don't think it could kill people. Well, I don't think people die coming off medication. This medication.
Yeah, there you go, Paul, and that's where you're wrong. There is statistical evidence that backs it up.
They might go through problems like Derrick is. He's very vulnerable at the moment, but I think... Which is why I don't
want Derrick to listen to the stupid poison, the religious claptrap, the complete and utter guff that is spewing forth from your stupid mouth.
Well, I'm glad you got that out, Ian. Okay, sir. Good night.
What an absolute bell cheese. I mean, really. Terrible. Terrible. Right, let's go to the other Paul. Yes, Paul.
Good evening, Ian.
I wish I'd gone to you first.
Well, I don't think you're going to be in a very... I wish you had as well, because I don't think you're going to be in a very good mood now, are you?
I'm in a brilliant mood, mate. What you got for us?
Right, you know you're on about dreaming?
Yes.
I have a dream, but I'm cutting my arm off with a wood saw.
Oh. And when you woke up, you'd eaten the pillow. No, hang on, that's not right.
No, when I wake up, I'm really happy because I've got both my arms.
Why are you not using your real name?
My name is Paul.
I thought you were Luke or Lee.
No, my brother's called Lee.
Right, so you got a brother, and does your brother phone me?
I very much doubt that.
Very confused. Have you seen any, what is it, pandas? Cobras? Pumas?
Pumas?
Yeah, pumas.
No, I've seen a red kite today.
There we go. Right, so you dream that you're chopping your arm off?
Yeah. Have you seen Monty Python, The Black Knight, when he's chopping bits off him, his blood?
It's merely a flesh wound.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a dream.
Yes.
I hope this is not a premonition because I've got my right arm and I've got a wood saw, a blunt one.
Right.
And I'm sawing my left arm off. And there's blood spurting out like the Black Knight. And then I don't... to somebody watch him and they go, what are you doing? I say, oh, I'll be all right in a minute, it's going to fall off. And then I don't wake up.
Well, hang on.
So
I don't... Right, okay. So is this a prediction that you're going to chop your arm off?
Oh, I hope not.
Right.
Quite like my arms.
Okay. I've not asked people to phone in and tell me their dreams.
No, but you was on about dreaming, so just recalled it, just reminded me about it.
Other people's dreams aren't interesting.
Oh, right.
Has anyone ever told you, has anyone said to you, Paul, I had this amazing dream last night, and then the next 2 minutes of words that have come out of their mouth, has it ever been interesting?
I don't really remember anyone telling me about their dreams, to be honest with you.
And why do you think that might be, Paul?
Because it's boring.
Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, right.
Thanks for calling, Paul.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Let's go to Sam. Good evening, Sam.
Hello, you okay?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've called in. I'm not really sure why. I haven't really honestly been listening, if that's allowed. I'm sorry. Hello?
Yes?
I wanted to speak about anxiety because the callers behind kind of brought it up, and I wouldn't say I've been suffering from it, but I kind of feel it sometimes. That makes sense. And I'm not sure if you agree with this, but one of the best ways I deal with it is going on long walks and just sort of talking to my camera, obviously, make YouTube videos, that sort of thing.
Yes.
But I also, when I have like spouts of depression or days when I'm like particularly kind of in that mindset, I write poetry as well.
Oh. I'm not a fan, and I can't pretend. I really don't. I don't get poetry. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that. I mean, I think it's just we all have our sort of ways of dealing with things, I suppose, like...
Yes, well, if that works for you, that's great.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously there is other ways as well. But, no, I mean, I think going on long walks as well is really, really calming.
Long walks, I do like a nice Zen power walk. I have to stride as I'm walking. It's a fast walk.
I'm more of a sort of shuffler, really. Just
well then I'll do 2 laps, you do 1. I'll meet you back at the car. Go.
Yeah. But no, I just want to say, like, I'm really enjoying the show tonight, and I think the way that you handled, was it Derrick, his name?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the way you handled that was really, not professional. Well, yeah, I suppose professional and, like...
human. Yeah,
exactly. And I think it's really refreshing to, obviously, it's my first show in a while, and the first caller I hear was that, and it made me realise why I like the show so much, because it's so human, and you wouldn't get this on, Radio 1.
You wouldn't get this on Talk Radio. No, hang on, we are Talk Radio. Sam, listen, I'm glad you've everyone's welcome to come and go, and it's always nice to hear voices that we've heard. Tracy.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, Tracy.
That Paul has got me so angry.
Go on.
On about doctors, he doesn't trust doctors. There's a 21-year-old neighbour of mine. She died the other day in her house. There was 2 ambulances and an emergency medical doctor came, and they brought her back at 21. What? If it's a toss-up between what he says,
yes,
church or the doctors... She would not
here's the thing, right? So he has a faith. Some people have a faith and some people don't, right? I think I'm coming around more and more to the way of thinking that people with a faith have some form of mental deficiency in their lives. I'm coming round to this way of thinking more and more.
Yeah.
But to say, well, you just need to invite Jesus into your heart and you won't be depressed. Utter rollocks. That is complete and utter nonsense. And you can't tell people...
She died twice on the living room floor with a family around her, and ambulance men working on her, an emergency medical car come, and they brought her back twice at 21.
Maybe they just prayed really heavy. Maybe they rested her head on a Bible. I don't know. Maybe that did it. We don't know.
But he's made me so angry.
Well, don't be angry, Tracy. I'm losing my voice. I'm on the edge of being raspy all the time at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but maybe I just need to have a good pray about it.
Yeah, get Jesus in your life.
Get Jesus in your life, Tracy! I've always been, if people want to do what they want to do, that's groovy, man. But as I get older, I'm getting more and more... There's something not quite right about it. There's something not quite right. That was a spunky second hour, wasn't it? We have another hour to go if you want to give me a call. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. You know the rules, guys. We've kind of covered lots of territory this evening. If you want to call in about the stuff we've been talking about, you're very welcome. If you want to call in with something completely different, you're very welcome. The way it works, you'll phone up, you speak to Kath, she'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. It's a late-night phone-in show, unlike any other radio show in the world. We're going to blow the Americans' minds when we go over there in June. Trust me. 0344 499 1000. Don't forget to tick your radar diaries. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes, tomorrow night at 10 we've got Mike McGear. Next Thursday of next week we've got Steve Guttenberg. Voice very croaky. It's been on the cusp of going for the last couple of weeks. I'm coughing up some very green stuff. Oh God! !0344499. Hang on, let me do that again, because I think I might have added one too many fours. An extra 9, I don't know. 0344 499 1000. That's the phone number. We're taking the show to New York. Don't worry, guys. I'm not tapping you up for cash. I'm paying for it. Oh, yes. A week in New York doing this show, meeting celebrities, broadcasting from cafes and bars. It's a jolly. It's a jolly. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It ain't work. It ain't work. Oh, by the way. Should I say this? You know, we had Joe McGrath on the other week, right? And loads of you said, oh, get Joe on again. Give him a slot. Well, I mean, I don't want to... Let's just say, nothing's been agreed, but we're chatting to him. He'd make a great film reviewer, wouldn't he? And we never got to hear about Morecambe and Wise and Leonard Rossiter. So. I suspect we'll have that gentleman on again. You can watch on Periscope, periscope.tv/Iain Lee. Twitter is not read during the show. Don't read any comments about it. Don't look on the Facebook page. Don't acknowledge the tweets. It's a phoning show. If you want to call him, if you want to contribute, then pick up your telephones and dial. Let's go to Malcolm. Good evening, Malcolm.
Hello, Ian. Good evening.
How you doing, man?
I don't want to get into any of the last topic about medication or anything like that, but I just want to talk about church, if that's all right, but not from a medical perspective at all. I am quite, obviously I'm a Christian, and what I want to say to you is that I don't know if they know a lot about the Mormon Church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, right? I joined them about 5 years ago, and I've never looked back because they're a really good church, and they do a lot to help you out in your life. They have things going on in the church, and we have a family home evening on a Monday night, and we do a lot of things together in the congregation, and it's a good church, and I want to promote the Mormon Church because they are brilliant.
Well, you're not going to get any recruits by coming
on... No. I'm just giving you a personal view on it. I just think they are brilliant. Well, that's how I met my partner in the church, Isabel. She's from a place...
Now, is it the Mormons that are allowed to have more than one wife?
No. That's where people do get mixed up. There's two forms of Mormon church. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Right.
And you're talking about the fundamental Church of Jesus Christ.
So you're not allowed more than one wife?
No, one wife only.
Gutted you joined the wrong one.
No,
that must be very disappointing.
Church is a different offshoot from the original Mormon church based in Missouri.
Oh, that's a shame. Is it too late to transfer?
I don't think I wouldn't want to. I don't think I would like to transfer.
You wouldn't want 3 wives?
Pardon?
You wouldn't want 3 wives?
Oh, definitely not. One's enough for me.
She's a bit of a handful, is she? Yes. Probably got an opinion on stuff.
And anyway, to have more than one wife, it's bigamy. But obviously, the fundamental Church of Jesus Christ, they do that. But a lot of people do get them mixed up. And obviously, our church was founded by Joseph Smith.
Hey, listen, that's great. I'm glad it's working for you, Malcolm. I'm glad it's doing your thing. It ain't my bag, man.
Oh, no problem. I just thought I'd come on and just talk about the church. It's done a lot of good things for me because I used to drink a lot, and obviously I give up alcohol, and I don't drink tea or coffee anymore. I drink alternatives.
That sounds miserable. You're not allowed to drink tea or coffee, he said, slurping from a big cup of cough.
No, I don't. I drink this stuff called Caro, which is like a drink, and it's got different things in it from Holland and Barrett. It's advertising or anywhere else as a health food drink.
Yes.
But
What's wrong with tea? Why is tea sinful?
Well, it just says in Joseph Smith, he actually the founder said it's because it's got stimulants in it and it's not good for you. So
it's got what?
It's full of stimulants, isn't it?
Well, it's not. Tea isn't full of stimulants. Tea has a small amount of caffeine in it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's banned.
Why is it banned? Have you not looked into it? If I joined a religion and they said, well, you can't drink tea, do you know what I'd say to that? I'd say, why?
Yeah.
You've not asked that question?
Well, no, because nobody...
So you quite like being led and told what to do blindly?
Well, they say it's not good for you, so we'll just drink...
Why is it not good for you?
Well, because it's got caffeine and stimulants.
It's got tiny little bit of caffeine. It's good for you because it's good for your heart.
Oh, well, I don't want to break with the traditional Mormon tradition.
But why is it a tradition?
Because that's what was laid down by Joseph Smith.
In what year?
Oh, good God. I don't know. I really
Who's Joseph
don't know.
Smith? What, but we talking 20th century, 19th century, the 3rd century?
19th century, because he got tablets of, he had 2 gold tablets from God.
Oh, yeah. And where are these gold tablets now?
I haven't got a clue where they are, to be quite honest.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like even more ridiculous than the other religions. You can't drink tea, so he got a gold tablet from Jesus that said, "Thou shalt not drink tea."
No, what I'm doing, right? I'm not an expert. My partner Isabel, she's a nurse. When she's off, I'll give her a ring when she can. She's from America, by the way.
Honestly, honestly, it's all right, Malcolm. But thank you for the offer.
Oh,
I just would have thought.
Ring up one night.
Well, not really. I just would have thought if you join a religion and they say you can't do this, right? Because some bloke in you say the 1800s.
1840s, I think.
Right, okay. So some bloke relatively recently got some gold tablets in the desert from Jesus, but no one knows where they are now, and because of him you can't drink tea. I would ask, well, why can't I drink tea?
Well, I don't know. It's forbidden alcohol.
But that's it. You've not asked. You've not asked why, have you? So you're quite happy to be blindly led and told what to do.
Well, it's part of the religion, I suppose.
But you're saying you think and you suppose, but you're quite happy. And listen, if you're happy to be told what to do blindly, then that's fine. I'm not. I question stuff. I want evidence. I want facts. I want to know what is. I know that when I drink alcohol, I have an allergic reaction to it, and that allergic reaction is I can't stop drinking alcohol. So that's why I don't touch it. Right? I know that. Right? But if someone said, yeah, you can't drink tea because some bloke 200 years ago said it, well, why? Where's the evidence? Give me some facts.
Yeah. All I can tell you, I've been a member of the church for 5 years, and also there was 2 priests who knocked at my door from the Melchizedek priesthood, and they came round and an investigator came to see me.
An investigator?
I joined up. It was good.
Well, I'm glad it's working for you, Malcolm. It don't sound like a barrel of laughs.
Oh, honestly, Ian, it's fabulous. We do a lot of family things in the church, and we do...
I do a lot... Hey, get this. I do a lot of family things. With my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the point I'm making?
Oh, well, yeah, but, to me, the church is important, and I enjoy being part of it. It's a big, huge family congregation. We get together.
Yeah, I get together with my family.
Yeah.
Do you get the point I'm making?
Yeah, but if any of the Mormon wants to ring in and have a chat, they can explain it better than me, I suppose, if they come on and have a chat and explain why
Have you just put up the bat signal for Mormons?
Pardon?
Have you just put up the bat signal for Mormons?
No, I'm just saying if anyone from the church wants to ring in who knows more.
Well, that's very kind of you to. That's very kind of you to dictate who can phone into my radio show. I appreciate it.
Sorry. No, I just thought if they could come on and give an explanation because I don't know the real answer.
And I think I'm not interested in their explanations. I'm interested in. I'm fascinated by your lack of initiative.
Again, you know,
I couldn't live with such little curiosity. I couldn't live. I'm curious all the time. Why? Who? What? Why are they telling me that? Why are they saying that? Where does that come from? Where's the evidence? Curiosity. And it seems that either they've battered it out of you, or you were in such a mess that you were happy to just be led. And that's fine. If that works for you, you were happy to be led.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm happy with the way.
You're happy to be led.
What it was.
Yep. Real happy to be led. Okay. That's fine. Great. It would drive me nuts.
Oh. Well, I enjoy being part of the church because we do a lot of functions together.
I do functions. Yeah. I go to functions. Mm-hmm. But I don't do many because I hate functions.
Yeah.
Can't imagine anything worse than a function, particularly with a load of religious people.
Yeah, they're great.
No, I bet they're not. I bet they're dull.
I'm actually hoping, and this will probably cut me off here, but I am actually hoping to go on mission shortly. I'm hoping to be picked out so I can go on mission and go overseas and do a bit of missionary work for the church. That would be
go overseas. Can't you go overseas now?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, go to somewhere to spread the word, to a bit more for the other people to get learn about the Mormon church.
Well, if I were you, I'd do a little bit more research first, because you ain't been able to answer one of my questions. And also, where would you like to go and spread the Mormon word? Where would be your ideal place?
China would be a difficult challenge, wouldn't it?
Leave them alone, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't go and, nah, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
I just,
kind of want.
Yeah, I don't go to China. It's a brilliant country, but don't go and bang on about this. Also, do you know what they drink in China?
Oh, I've got no idea.
They drink tea. Or they drink all the tea in China. So you'd be buggered.
Oh, God. Well,
that's probably banned as well.
Come over them, would they?
All right, Malcolm, thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. James and Paul come to you after this.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over.
Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
We lost Paul. Well. I was in the Costa Coffee today. I dared to go to the Costa Coffee near Paul today. I drove past it. I thought, I haven't had any breakfast. It was midday. I haven't had any breakfast. I fancy a coffee. I'll go in. And I saw two gentlemen that I thought one of which might have been Paul. If he calls back in, we'll... Yes, James!
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I was the poet guy that rang in last week.
Say that again?
I was the poet guy that rang in last week and forgot your name, Iain. Remember it now.
The poet guy?
The one that writes poetry. But I don't want to talk about poetry.
No.
Okay.
No.
My actual day job is hospital porter.
Okay, good work. Well, yes.
And basically, I mean, we're the ones with a sense of humour.
Well,
we quite like, obviously, if someone's really not well, they won't really want to hear some of the stuff, some of the gags that we do.
Gags?
Well, not gags, but
Well, you said gags. You said gags.
Yes,
and I said gags.
Yeah, but some of the stuff to try and cheer them up.
Gags.
Yeah.
Jokes. You're pushing dying people around?
No, we're not pushing dying people. It's like going for
people dying.
X-ray and yes, but not all the time. Sometimes they get better.
Yes, that's true. Otherwise, it's terrifying to go there. Yeah. So you're pushing people 2 X-rays.
2 X-rays or scans or wherever they need to go.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, we try and lighten the atmosphere with them a little bit.
With jokes? Give us an example. Right, all right.
Okay.
Imagine I'm being taken to a hospital, to an X-ray, because I've got something I can't swallow properly. Give me an example of some of the gags. Give me the routine that you'll do.
Right, first of all, right, it's really important, obviously. If a person's in pain, you can say a person just doesn't want to use that because they're not talkative.
Yes.
They're nothing like that, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but if people are just maybe wouldn't mind a bit of distraction, start off if we're pushing a bed. Yes. You know when getting on an aeroplane, you're just about to take off, and the pilot does that big run through to like a health and safety staff who says like, welcome aboard bed 450, whatever it is, and then they'll be.
I don't think it's the pilot that does that. The pilot's a little bit busy. It's the stewards and the stewardesses. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
The announcement. I'm not talking about the physical.
And you're saying this to me as I'm lying on a stretcher being wheeled to X-ray because I might have cancer. Okay.
No, we're saying this. It's like we don't do it. So like obviously to people who are like not.
So if they've got cancer, you won't do it. But if they're having an amputation, you might.
You don't go for a scan and get your legs chopped off.
Well, they might. You're a you a doctor now? Sorry, I thought you were a reporter.
No, not a doctor.
Well, exactly. If they go and do an X-ray and they realise that you've got a blood clot, they might chop your leg off.
Yes, well.
But also, you're doing your. I thought you were just telling gags about. Hey, my mother-in-law. I tell you what, my mother-in-law is so fat. If she was a gladiator, she'd be called fat. I thought you'd be doing stuff like that. You're actually doing Jerry Seinfeld routines about airports.
Jerry Seinfeld. Not sure I've heard of him. Explain who he is.
Probably one of the greatest stand-ups, one of the greatest comedians ever.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Thank you.
But I don't know.
You don't know Jerry Seinfeld. Okay, so you're doing. Okay, carry on. So carry on. We're with the routine. Let's get on with the routine.
Anyway, so it's like do things like as if they're on an airplane.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just like any emergency stops. Yeah, here's the exits.
Yes.
At the sides and things like that.
Get to the funny bit, because.
Oh, right then, all right. But then other things like
hang on, what?
Other things like we just try and G them up a bit.
Hang on a minute. Was that you? Was that the routine about the aeroplane?
Well, yeah, but the other thing.
Well, where was the joke?
Okay, you got to be there to appreciate us.
No, you've not. You just said. I thought you were building up to the joke.
Well, that's the type of stuff that we.
But you've not said anything. So someone's going to have an X-ray, and you said, "Hey, you know when you're on an airplane and they do that thing with the safety announcement." That's it.
Yeah, we actually do this whole routine of a safety announcement. Do it. Okay. All right then. My name's James. That's John. We go pause for this job. Please keep your hand in the bars, inside the bars the whole journey. And yeah, you should have any collision, don't worry, because we've got bumpers all round. And also, in the event of an emergency, please use the exits at the front of the bed. Yeah, and that's really it. We won't be using there's no life jackets, as there's no water involved.
That's a good line. There's no life jackets because there's no water involved. That is a good line. You mentioned collisions.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, you might bump into another bed or another...
Flipping heck.
Like, you're not going that fast. I mean, it's only touching type thing, you know. But, and the bed's all sort of like padded anyway. But so we just do routines like that sometimes.
And what's the feedback? Has anyone ever asked you to stop? Has anyone ever complained to management?
No, because we do make sure, obviously, it's like...
That they've been anaesthetised before...
Anaesthetised and, totally don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's better. Great, it's great. It's great, James.
But we do, so, like, obviously make sure that they are okay to let a bit of a laugh, because it can be a bit boring in hospitals.
Yeah, boy, yeah. And still, with crazy characters like you and John around, that's going to lighten the mood.
Well, may as well. Yeah.
You should wear a clown's nose and a clown's wig and have big, size 32 shoes.
Yeah, it's not part of the uniform.
No, just
no.
You've considered it. Okay.
Clown shoes are not safety boots, are they?
They are not safety boots, James. They are not.
Yeah, no.
Well, I look forward to our conversation next week when we get another little glimpse into the life of James.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Then. Yep.
Anyway, it is a bit different from talking about religion and...
It certainly is. This hour, James, seems to be the Nutcase Central.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. 0344 499 1000. Let's have a break.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Oh, well, look. We've got... Our colleagues are jealous of us, Catherine. Our colleagues. Sam Harris, who is news on Talk Sport, enjoyed Iain Lee giggling and playing what I think sounded like Mario Kart behind me tonight at work. That's right, guys. I bought a GameCube for this show, and it arrived today. And me and Kath were playing Mario Kart, and I saw 15-year-old Kath, and she was rubbish at Mario Kart. The only problem is, here's the thing, because it's not built, the GameCube, not built for LCD TVs, so the picture is awful. It's really washed out, and none of the vibrant colours, and it cost me like 50 quid, right? When of course I could have bought a Nintendo Wii for 20 quid, and the colour wouldn't have been washed out, and you can play GameCube games on it. So, basically, I've been an idiot. And loads of you said, get a Nintendo Wii. I went, nah, I'm an idiot. So part of me is thinking, well, I saw a Wii in the sex shop today, for 20 quid. I can't get because then suddenly it becomes like no. But then I was eBaying old portable TVs. I don't know if I can get a Wii for a tenner, I might get it for a tenner. But the GameCube is a beautiful machine, absolutely beautiful. Paul, were you in Costa today, or did you walk past it with an old lady?
No, I wasn't in Costa today, don't worry.
You didn't walk past it with an old lady? Because there were two people. No. One walked in and one walked past with an old lady, and he looked like how I imagine you looked. A bit deranged and sex-starved. And he turned round and looked at me, and I thought, oh, that's Paul, I'm off.
You do not have to worry, Iain. Even if I do ever see you in Costa, I will not approach you at all.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
But did you get my email earlier? You hung up on me last night when I said about an avocado coffee.
No, if you're saying you emailed me.
I did email you.
Yeah, I don't read them.
Okay, fine.
It's a phone-in show, not an email show.
All right, fine, I've phoned in now, haven't I?
Right, okay. And because also I stopped reading your emails after the other night when you just sent me loads of abuse.
I did, and I apologise for that.
Well, no, you apologised for some of it. And then you sent me some more abuse. So
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You did. You did. You're quite mean.
Okay, can I? Okay.
I was sucking something today, and it reminded me of your mum.
Was it a whole?
It was a whole soother. Yeah.
That's low. That's
it was
a low joke.
Yeah, well, it was very low. No, it was a whole soother, and I was sucking it, and I thought, oh, Paul's mum. I did, genuinely.
That's a low.
Paul's mum.
Okay, I'll follow it up, right? Today.
Here we go.
Okay, you taking the piss out of me, basically, by saying I bought my mum for Mother's Day a bag of popcorn and some Wolf Silver
No, I'm not taking the mickey out of you, mate. You people are making their own judgments that for Mother's Day you bought some whole soothers and a £2.30 bag of popcorn.
I will follow it up. Today, my mum has been able to get a supermarket again, a daddy's shop. Her favourite comfort softener for our washing machine. It has made her week. Yes, my mum does not drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes. Just simple things please her.
What's the difference?
What is wrong with me buying my mum some popcorn and whole silver sweets for Mother's Day?
Well, I would recommend that she stops drinking the Comfort. Is it Southern Comfort? What's the difference? And I genuinely don't know this. And every time I go in and buy, because I remember when you used to have to buy washing powder and fabric softener. And some people, they just use the washing powder. No, because the clothes come out all clunky. You got it. But now you get the little liquid tabs, don't you?
Yeah, liquid tab. Yeah.
Right, here's the question, right, Paul? And you're an intelligent man. You'll be able to answer this. Every time I go and buy them, it floors me for about 5 minutes. I'm stood there going, what's the difference between bio and non-bio liquid tabs?
Okay, right. As far as I know,
here we go.
There's a straight answer straight away.
Here we go. Straight in. Boom.
Bio.
Yes.
And non-bio.
Yes.
You use non-bio for your whitewashing and bio for your coloured washing.
Where the hell have you got that from? Because it would say you don't buy separate ones for different colours. It would say on the front, use this one for whites.
As far as I know, straight off the top of my head, I believe that's the truth.
Well, but bear in mind, you don't know what binary means, despite me telling you 5 times.
Okay, right. I know what that omnipresent word you were saying earlier means without Googling it.
Well, you can't even say it, so I'd be surprised if you do, but go on.
Okay, right. It means that, and it's a bad word to use, and you're right using it at the moment. It means that it is a ruler of everything, from a god.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
And
no, it doesn't.
And the
omnipresent. How can no one know what omnipresent means?
And the present at the end of it means they get a word from it called posse, which you would call in these days people forming gangs that believe they are rulers. You bloody Google it. I've not Googled it. It's what I believe is true.
No, I'm not Googling it because, A, Google is now banned during the hours of 10 till 1 because I think it makes the show a bit more fun. B, I can speak this language that we call English and I know what the words mean in it.
Okay.
And so you think that omnipresence means an all-ruling gang or posse?
Well, the present bit they've derived in modern day language to be a posse, but omnipresent means people believe in one ruler as a god.
No, it doesn't. But it was a nice try.
Well, I'm afraid you'll find it's true.
You fair play, Paul. You destroyed me there with that argument.
Have you looked it up now?
No, I'm not going to. Google doesn't exist during the hours of 10 till 1 on weeknights. It's a great rule that me and Kath came up with last week, and it makes the show so much more fun, and it makes it harder for us because I could Google bio or non-bio.
Yeah.
But we're having to search in our memory banks to remember things.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's true. It's just what I think I know from memory.
I can tell you it is not true. It is wrong.
Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right, I would lastly say.
Yes.
I don't know.
Mm.
I will ask.
Yeah.
I'll lastly say...
What's happening? It's like are you melting? Your battery's running out.
No, you
started slurring.
You know, you said the other day that you did not believe in the Grand National.
Well, I believe it exists. I've seen it on the telly, but I don't think
you don't
it
agree
should
with
exist.
it. No, I agree with you. I don't agree with
Well,
it.
I'm a very wise man, Paul.
But do you know they held a thing last weekend called the Lamb National? And they named all the sheep that ran in the race. And do you know what the name was? The one that won was Ed Sheeran. Totally true.
It's totally true that. I have no idea what I am meant to do with that information.
Okay. Also, they held what was held last weekend,
you said that was your last point.
Also, they held a thing last week.
Okay. He doesn't even know what the word "last" means.
Sorry?
Yeah?
Okay. Sorry, I will say another final thing. Sorry.
You'll say another final thing. Okay, so here's another final thing. Here we go.
A final thing.
A final thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. You and I share the same coffee shop.
Okay.
Right. There is a thing called avocado coffee, and I predict, as you were talking about people making predictions before, I will predict avocado coffee will be sold majorly in all coffee shops in this country within the next 2 years. Now, you can put that down on tape. There is an actual prediction for you.
Right. Well, it's a bit of a rubbish one. Here's the thing, right? Because I was in that coffee shop today, and I was looking at the bottles, the flavoured bottles. They had vanilla.
The syrup in it. The syrup thing, yeah.
Here's the thing, right?
But avocado coffee includes syrup.
I'm doing the thing, right. Coffee should only be which flavour?
Well, you say you only drink a bloody latte.
Coffee, Paul, here's a question for you. Should only be which flavour?
Well, you're saying coffee, but I don't believe that.
Yes, coffee should only be coffee flavour.
Right, say you drink a latte, so you have it with loads of milk.
I don't want vanilla flavouring. I don't want cinnamon. I don't want any. I certainly don't want avocado flavoured coffee. Avocado doesn't even have any flavour.
They do a flipping charcoal coffee these days in some places. It's bloody ridiculous, yeah.
No, but that doesn't mean what you think it means, you absolute pudding. It's not charcoal flavour. They'll have roasted the beans over charcoal, so it'll be smoky.
No, they put charcoal.
No, they don't. They don't put charcoal in the coffee.
God, have you ever heard of a flipping modern day hipster in flipping East London?
Have I ever had a modern day hipster in flipping East London?
No, I said, have you ever heard of a modern day hipster in East London?
And what's
like
that?
Shoreditch.
Yes, I've been there.
Go to a coffee shop there. They'll offer you a flipping charcoal made coffee.
Okay, well, thanks for your insight, Paul. As always, I bow to your superior knowledge on these things.
No, I'm not. I don't say I have superior knowledge.
No, I know I was being sarcastic.
Yes.
Thank you.
You look up that there is such a thing as avocado coffee.
No, I'm not going to.
It comes from South America as a street drink.
Couldn't care less. A street drink. Oh, street drinks and street food.
Yeah,
street food. There's no such thing as street food. It's food. You go into a flipping restaurant and it's called street food. We serve street food in our restaurant. Well, then it's not street food. It's food.
Street food to me means a flipping kebab van, yes.
You're a very cultured and wise gentleman, Paul.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Goodbye.
You're welcome. Unbelievable. What is going on tonight? This is weird. 0344 499 1000. Late Nights with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
12 minutes of the show, 0344 499 1000. I'm very tired. My throat is really playing up. But you know, there is no test to... Everyone gets the vote. Everyone gets the vote. There is no IQ test.
Well, it makes life more colourful, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason that we're going to get blue passports. That's the reason why...
Trump won,
why everyone hates Cadbury's, because they're halal. And they've ruined Easter. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear. It's been a strange one tonight.
It's been very weird.
I'm losing my voice. Not to level where it's going. You know, I don't think it's going to go completely, but it's very weird at the moment. It's a bit croaky, isn't it?
I think it's hay fever.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've got a cold. So in the morning, coughing up some fluorescent green...
Gosh.
Flob coming up.
That's attractive.
What I do... No, I'm not going to say that. That's disgusting. I put it on my tongue and look at it.
Oh, God!
Like that. In the mirror. No.
And then what?
Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to spit it on the floor.
In the toilet?
No. Hey, you're like this.
Just recycling goo. Go on. By the way, I was excellent at Mario Kart. I just couldn't see properly.
Yeah, well, the screen was washed out. To get the cable that will fix it is like 250 quid.
I still loved it, though. I think I can master it.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good game. We'll play it tomorrow. It's a shame about the picture. Right. Bio and non-bio.
Yeah.
Pourquoi?
Right.
Yati.
Bio.
Yes.
It's got enzymes
for
in it.
whites.
No, that's
and
no,
non-bios
that's
for
horse.
coloureds.
Horse.
Segregation of the washing capsules.
It's horse shine, that.
Yes.
Because what bio is biological. So
I know what it means.
It's got a biological component in
the
it.
other
So
one's
you
non-biological.
Yeah. So if you got things for sensitive skin, babies, or like silks, things like that, don't put biological on it because it just eats away at whatever it finds.
Okay.
But your non-bio, I mean, I whack that on everything.
But that doesn't clean as well as bio. Bio's got the chemicals in
it depends how filthy you are.
Oh, God, awful. The Apostrophe Avenger. Have you seen this guy?
Oh, yes.
The hooded crusader who corrects rogue punctuation under the cover of darkness.
Do you know what? That turns me on.
It is the city home to the elusive guerrilla artist Banksy. Someone spotted Banksy the other day.
Well, yeah. I looked away from the picture. I don't want to know who he is.
Well, it's just a bloke. It's just a man with a man's courage, yeah, yeah, yeah. But now there is another hooded crusader prowling the streets of Brizzle, a grammar vigilante who's been defending locals from the scourge, thank you, of rogue, apostrophes. By day, he is a highly qualified professional engineer. He's tall. Whose extraordinary double life is known only to a handful of friends. But under the cover of night, he roams the city streets in search of erroneous apostrophes on street signs and shop fronts.
Oh, yes.
Shrouded. He's done it, look. Oh, God. Tired.
When I retire, I'm doing that.
You should do it anyway.
I ain't got time.
I don't know how to use apostrophes.
No, that's one of my lifelong missions is to teach you.
What's the Oxford comma?
The Oxford comma is a comma in a, like after an and or a but.
There's a good song about that, isn't there? Have you heard that by Vampire Weekend?
No, I'm not aware of their work.
Who gives up about that Oxford comma? I wonder if let me see if there's a version that hasn't got swears in it.
I think in these days where everyone's publishing themselves, it's the only way to judge someone.
About an Oxford comma. Let me see. I wonder if this is... If I find a radio friendly. It's a good little song. I don't know anything about Vampire Weekend, but it's... Oh, the video is directed by Richard A. I'm going to play it, but there might be... I think this is a censored version, but if not, I'll hit the dump and we'll stop, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're playing. Here we go. Is this coming out? It's a good song. You might hear swearing, Periscope. think this is the censored version.
No.
That's not. Did we get the dump there, Emma? Did we get the dump? Just look at the dump screen now. Thank you. That's not the censored version.
Apparently not.
It's a good song though.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives up about an Oxford comma? A little. I'd like to play it. It's a lovely song, but
maybe it's something we could all do privately.
Yeah. We'll stay behind after. And why is it called an Oxford comma? Hey, do you know who invented the weekend? Oh!
It would be the Lord our God.
No.
Go on.
Put my feet up. I'm going to enjoy this. It's a good question, isn't it?
Oh, because people used to work, didn't they?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Because the Greens, I was reading about weekends this week, because the Greens want to make it a 3-day weekend.
What's the French for a weekend?
Le weekend.
Oui.
And loads of people can't say, oh, bloody Greens. Well, the Greens have got more MPs than UKIP. I'm assuming that we'll see them on Question Time and any questions every week.
They're just saying what we're all thinking.
So the Greens want to do a 3-day weekend, and everyone's going, like that, right? And my initial reaction is, but then I was thinking, why have we got this weekend? Why is it 2 days? Why is it not 1 day? Right? The weekend. Invented how long ago?
1800s?
No, mate.
Oh.
20th century invention.
Wow, you're twisting my melon.
Henry Ford.
You're kidding me.
Henry Ford invented the weekend.
Why?
To be fair to his workers. He just kind of said, you know, I read the headline, I didn't read the rest of it because I got bored. My mind is not that inquisitive, but Henry Ford invented the weekend.
Well, that's
in about 1920. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So the weekend's not even 100 years old. Well, then let's make it a 3-day weekend. You know, because, okay, the Christians...
That'd mean me taking a pay cut. I don't think I can afford it.
The Christians have it off on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The Jews have it off on a Saturday.
Yeah, Friday night into Saturday, though, isn't it?
And the Muslims have it off on a Friday, I think.
I think so.
So let's make le weekend... le troisième day. So let's do that, is what I think. So I'm with the Greens on this, and I would vote Brexit. If the Greens went on we're for Brexit, but we'll give you le troisième weekend, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
If you're for Brexit, why, pourquoi est-ce que tu parles français?
Yeah. Exactly.
C'est curieux.
Yeah. Shrouded in a black hoodie and hat, he goes out armed with an 8-foot-long apostrophizer.
Oh, yeah.
And stepladder, which he uses to reach the highest signs.
Yes.
Sign, apostrophe.
No!
Signs, apostrophe.
No!
Signs.
Don't make me come over there.
Nope.
By the way, you doing the quote marks?
Yeah.
My eldest has discovered quote marks recently.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. She said she started to refer to her dad as Dad with the quote bunnies. Hilarious. Okay, Dad.
I interviewed the guy, the Pokemon Go guy today. What a nice man, and really lovely man. And he's got an older son and a 10-year-old son. Of course, loves Pokemon. And he said, I have to be really careful what I say around the house because I can talk to my wife, but I can't reveal any, kind of trade secrets about the game, what's coming out in the game, because my 10-year-old son listens, and he said this brilliant line. He said, it's like having Julian Assange living with you. I thought that was such a good line. Such a good line. His boy might be coming in. I invited his.
Oh, brilliant.
His lad sounds like a very clued up young man, so he might be coming in one night. And so this fella goes round and does stuff, and that's that.
Good on him.
Good on him. The vigilante was spurred into action in 2003 when he spotted a council sign that read "Open Monday apostrophes."
Oh, yeah.
to Fridays, and another sign for Amy's nail, apostrophe S.
Stop it. That stuff makes my ovaries shrivel.
He said, it was just so in your face. Yeah. I just couldn't abide it.
I get it.
Since then, he has corrected other mistakes, which included Vincenzo and Son, gentlemen's hairstylists. There's no apostrophe there. Oh,
stylists.
Hairstylists.
Is there an apostrophe in there?
Well, there isn't, and that's what he's corrected.
Good.
Herbert's, the bakery, and a greengrocer's advert for potatoes, but potatoes with an apostrophe S.
Good on you, brother. I'm with you.
Potatoes is ES.
Yes.
I just want your approval. I just want you to like me. That's all it is.
Keep working on it.
Just want you to like me.
One day.
He takes care to make his corrections fit in by using the same typeface. What was it? There was, where I used to live in North London, someone put an accent on loads of signs above the E.
Cafe?
No, for Barnet. So it became Barnet.
Doesn't strictly need one if it's got a T on the end, but I like it.
Come on. Well, guys, that really has been a weird show, hasn't it? I mean, we've been all over the shop, and I've kind of enjoyed it, and, well, maybe you have as well. Don't forget there are podcasts. Don't forget we are coming to Manchester on... we'll do this tomorrow. Manchester on May the 6th. And then also Manchester on July the... Something. Maybe July the 29th. I don't know. We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 10, fingers crossed, if he gets back in touch, we've got Mike McGear, or Mike McCartney, as he's calling himself now, which will be a lot of fun. Emma, thank you. Catherine, we'll talk after this. Until tonight at 10. Ta-ta.
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Dial up and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.